yeah, I saw this really cool sweatshirt. And so then I'm like, oh, I want to see a really cool sweatshirt. So then I look up a sweatshirt. And then on all of my other social media apps, it like has that ad for like those clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love the
that
idea.
shit's crazy.
I just love the idea
Well,
of the
it's
two
all-
of you having a conversation about cool sweatshirts. Like, look at this fucking cool sweatshirt.
Well,
oh
look,
my
he's
God.
wearing a cool sweatshirt right
That's the
now. It's
coolest
short
sweatshirt
sleeved.
I've ever seen.
It's one of my favorite sweaters in the world.
I know you look good. You look good in it.
You do.
Super comfy. It's like so soft too. Oh my God.
Yeah, see?
Nice.
Cool sweatshirts.
All right.
Seriously, that's a real thing, and it's all. If you had never been logged in under, like, let's say you, I'm assuming most people these days have a Gmail email account. So whenever you have Google Chrome on your phone, that's linked up to your Gmail account, and then so most of the time, not always, our social media accounts are also being logged in with our Gmail accounts, and it's all linked together. And I think it's super. I don't see a problem with it personally.
Well, okay. It's one of those things where it's like, it's the debate. And we like debated this when my freshman year of high school, because that's when Edward Snowden came out. It was like, hey, this is what the government is doing, is spying on all of you guys and collecting all this information. And so we had the debate of like privacy versus security.
The NSA guy.
Yeah. So we debated privacy versus security, and one of the biggest like arguments ever, and that anybody will say, even like on the street, will be, if you're not doing anything wrong, you don't have anything to be scared about, which is true, but it's still like an infiltration of our privacy.
See, here's my argument, regardless of whether you're doing anything wrong or not. The thing is that stuff has to be reviewed and viewed, right?
It really does. It really does.
And the amount of time that has to be dedicated to that is just not worth it.
Well, no, and
Like,
it's like,
to even find some of the most, like, not so bad crimes, the amount of manpower that would have to go into that. I mean, sure, AI is becoming more and more advanced, but still, there's got to be somebody saying, okay, we're going to do this about it now.
well, I mean, there's like privacy or security, like which one would you rather have? Because you can't have both. And then my favorite theory of all time is social contract theory. So like, as a human being, even though you never like signed paperwork or whatever, you entered into a contract the second you were born with the government, and saying like, I will give up some of my like liberties and freedoms in order for you to protect me. And it's like this everlasting cycle.
See, I always thought of a social contract as like, we're people living in the world, so I'm not just going to walk up to you and take your shit, because like that's part of our, like, how you don't walk too close to somebody, you don't walk too close to somebody on the street that you don't know. That's part of the social contract.
Yeah,
like,
so there's that
like
basis of the social contract, but then you are in a social contract with your government is like what the original
Basis?
Yeah, I was trying to think of the guy who originally wrote it. I have the book at home.
It was I think that was Alexander Hamilton. I think.
Yes. No.
Was the one.
Did he do that, or did he do
Alexander Hamilton? There's a million things he hasn't done, but
True.
Just you wait.
Okay, social
Just
contract.
you wait.
I know. I have the book. I literally have like the original writing of the social contract theory at
I have
home.
no idea what's happening right now.
I don't think anybody in this room knows that I just was quoting the musical Hamilton. I don't think anybody picked up on that.
I haven't seen it.
You're all welcome. I haven't seen it either because
Thank you.
it's on Broadway in New York, but the soundtrack is amazing.
I don't know, but that book, the only thing that I really learned and that
The
freaked me
social
out.
contract book?
No, from the 4 book about like these 4,
yeah.
Google, Apple, Amazon,
Apple.
No, the other one.
It's
Facebook, that one.
Apple,
Facebook, Google, Apple,
Amazon.
The only thing that freaked me out is that when you're like on Facebook on the app, they record what you're saying, like through your phone. So like if you're on Facebook and Dwayne and I are having a conversation, Dwayne's like, yeah, so I went home with this really hot girl and blah 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 or whatever, or Eric's like, yeah, so my son did this really stupid thing. Like Facebook is recording that.
Man, she's got us nailed.
I really do.
She's got us down. Like the example for you was I went out with this really hot chick, and my example was I'm just fucking boring dad. That's fantastic. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. But you know what? I'll
At
own
least
it.
you have a sense of humor.
I'd rather hang out with my son than
Didn't
fucking
you have a
anybody
midlife
else.
crisis and pierce your ears?
I did, absolutely.
I know that joke is one of my favorites.
It's
He's
one
like,
of my
I should have
favorite,
walked
too.
in and they should have turned me away. Did you
Dude,
go to like? Okay, hold on.
I would have turned
No,
you away.
something that I
Had it been
still,
me.
something that I
Fuck no.
still need to know is like, you went to a tattoo shop and got your ear pierced, right? Or like,
Yeah.
did you walk into fucking Claire's and you were like,
No, I
"Can
went
have my ear
to I went
pierced?"
to a tattoo shop. I'm not gonna
Okay.
sit in the fucking pink chair at Claire's. Like, hi, I'm almost 40. I'm not allowed in the store by law because I'm
There's
too old.
So
But-
many things that are wrong about that statement.
You know what I mean? Like, no, I went to a tattoo shop and I was like,
Were there dudes there that were like, "Oh yeah, cool, dude"?
yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
that's fucking.
To
Have
be
you ever
fair-
have you ever seen a person in a tattoo shop? You can't even see skin anymore.
I've
They've got-
never seen anyone in a tattoo shop before. Of course, I
Yeah,
have.
nobody. Of course, nobody
Dwayne's
looked at me
like,
the wrong
I'm
way.
not a loser. I don't know. I don't think it's that weird that Eric has an ear piercing because my.
Wait. Did you say an ear piercing? Let's see those.
Do you
bad
have both
boys.
or do you just have one?
I've got both.
Oh, well, that Eric has two ear piercings because my English professor freshman year of college had one ear done, and he wore like this really long. It was
feathery
like
thing.
basically like a flame.
Yeah, see, I feel
I
like
don't
that.
know.
I
It was
feel
kind
like
of
that
fun.
would be weirder.
It was kind
than
of cool,
to
but if
have
you like
both.
saw him from one side, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's Dylan, like my English professor." And then if you saw him from the other side, you'd be like, "Yeah, that's Dylan, the guy you don't want to run into in like a dark alley."
Yeah.
See,
For
that's,
real,
No,
that's why I think it
seriously.
makes makes more sense to have two.
Well,
than-
and then you
than
don't
just
get
one.
into like the left and right debate, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not that that
yeah. See what you did there. You brought it back around to
left and right debate shit. Yeah, I haven't even thought about that in fucking 30 years. How do
I
you
don't
even
think
know
it's a
about
thing.
that? Do people still talk about that?
I don't
Like
know.
The left
well,
ear or the right
okay,
ear
yeah.
is
So
fucking
my
whatever.
dad,
My dad says this shit too.
I don't. Well, so my dad frosted his tips until basically like 2014. I'm being honest. Like seriously,
Wow.
it was. To be fair, also when I was like 8 years old, I was like, "Dad, that looks so cool. Frost your tips again." You know, not knowing that that was the stupidest shit of all time. And I
Wow.
think that I tried to convince my father to get an ear piercing for a really long time, and it did not work because he did not do it. But we'd always like just be like driving in the car, and I'd be like, "Yeah, Dad, you gotta get your ear pierced because it would go with your frosted tips."
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Well, I'd only do one, and then I don't know which one I would do." And so then, you know, does enough research to figure out that there's like actually a debate there.
It could. Like who knows these days?
I don't even know. Doesn't even matter anymore.
It
Yeah,
doesn't.
I don't have an idea. But I still don't know why you would only have one pierced.
Yeah, right. If you're gonna do it, fucking go hard or go
yeah,
home.
Yeah,
You know what
go
I mean?
big, go home.
Go big
Hey,
or go home.
Have you ever thought about gauges?
Yes, that's
I think
another.
I
question
think
that
you
interests
should
me.
really should think about
No,
that.
I don't want to have like. I don't like the way it
okay,
looks.
hold on. If you just like this, like 3-finger or a fist thing, if you get your gauges that big, where I could stick 3 fingers or a fist through them, I've always wanted to do that to somebody that has huge ass gauges, but I can't just do it to a stranger. So if you want to get
There's-
there, I
there's-
really
I'm
appreciate
not
it.
doing
There's
that.
a guy that comes in like every Saturday, drinks PBR, and gets tacos with his girlfriend at Liquid. So
And his gauges are that
they're
big.
fucking huge.
Have you asked if you could stick your arm through them?
Absolutely not. I've
Yeah,
never-
exactly. You can't just do that to a stranger. But every time I see somebody with gauges on, I'm like, I could just, punch through there.
Yeah, that's not. You find somebody else. That's not going to happen here. I don't like the way that looks.
I'm glad. I don't really,
Not that. I mean, if you want to do it, do it. I'm not here to tell somebody how to live their life, but it's just not for me.
I think you should definitely get your ears gauged, man.
Nah, bruh.
How about you get your ears gauged?
Yeah.
I've never had any piercings before in my life.
All the more reason
Congrats.
for
I
you
don't
to do
know.
it.
Is that like a brag?
No, it's not a brag. It's just like I don't know. I just I don't know. I got nothing.
I don't know. I think I could see you with like a nose piercing.
No. If I were to have piercings, it would be ear piercings
Eyebrow.
and it would be gauged. I would do that.
You got to get it in the eyebrow, bruh.
Bruh.
Get it in the eyebrow.
I do.
What would it take?
For real,
What would it
for
take
real,
for
though.
each of you to get a nipple pierced?
That I
Like what would have
just
to happen?
one?
Or both? I don't know.
I wouldn't just do one. And it wouldn't take that much, I bet.
First, I feel like I need to be more comfortable having my shirt off in public if I'm gonna have, like, I feel like with my body, it'd be like, why would you do something like if I had something to show off, then maybe, but like, Otherwise,
but if you had piercings, then you would have something to show off.
Yeah,
True,
but
that's true.
yeah,
I don't know. I just
Dude, check out my nipple piercings. Yeah.
they'd be like, "Oh, those are great. Put your fucking stomach away, you gross piece of shit." That's what.
I don't think that that's a real thing.
I don't think that that's a real thing either. Not for men, at least.
I don't know. I feel like it.
Do you like wear a shirt when you go to the pool? Am I allowed to ask that?
No, not when I'm at the because if I'm at a pool at this stage in my life, generally I'm there with my son.
Yeah.
And I don't
Dad
give
bods.
a shit what. I don't care. Like I'm here to have fun with my kid. I'm not give a fuck about anybody else.
True. But if you just like walked around shirtless like downtown Boise, on,
Yeah,
like,
no,
an
I'm not doing
80-degree
that.
Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's not my lifestyle. Even if I could, like, even if I had, like the fucking.
So
like
you're
the
saying you would
physique to
never
do,
do what Dwayne would do?
I wouldn't walk around shirtless.
Wait, hold on a second. Did you just say I'd walk around downtown shirtless?
Yeah, it was a joke mostly.
That's a terrible joke. I would never do that.
Let's leave
No,
the
Dwayne's
jokes
unless
to
it
the
was, like,
comedians.
Halloween or something. I've worked shirtless before at the bar.
Yeah, you have, big guy.
And you know how much money I made that night?
Probably a shit ton.
$700.
Dude, it was stupid. I had a lot of females throwing money at me. And a couple dudes too, probably. If
Did
we're
you
being
like
honest.
grind on the ground? Did you like
No, I didn't. That was not a thing that I
throw a
did.
little like dance moves in?
He doesn't work at Magic Mike's.
Although, who was it that said Michaeline?
Okay.
She, there's that little fucking postcard with the stripper dudes on it at the bar right now.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Michaeline's, she pushes it across the bar and she's like, "Hey, you should figure out how to get involved in this." I was like, "What?" She's like,
I was always
think
thinking it would be hilarious to start like a hot bartenders of Boise like competition or like a calendar, and like we could like sell that for profit. And so maybe you should get in that. Maybe you should do that.
Would we have it be like?
It'd be like a
male
fireman's
and female?
calendar. Yeah, sure.
Dude, I'm down with that.
We could do like a fireman's calendar
Yeah,
of the hot bartenders of Boise.
dude, we should. But I think just bartenders of Boise, because you don't want it to be too like.
Well, I mean, okay, have you ever heard the theory that like everybody is hotter behind the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like everybody is a hot bartender because everybody's behind the bar.
Yeah, but you don't have to. I don't know.
Okay.
Look at Shade
2020
trying to be inclusive. Everybody's hot
2020
behind the
I
bar.
am.
Yeah,
I'm just,
it's a real
I'm just
thing.
saying, like,
2020.
it could be
Bartenders
really
of Boise.
alienating to people who don't feel like they are attractive.
Okay, that's fair.
And so, if you just went to all of the bars and be like, "Hey, we're looking for candidates that want to be involved in this,"
Yeah.
I think that would be probably the best way to go.
Yeah, we should
and
do it, I
I would be like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." We know a couple of photographers,
Yeah.
like
Callie.
my friend Jackie. You don't know. Well, you may have met her, but I don't know.
Yeah,
And
we could
then
like rent out a studio
DJ.
room. Yeah.
Like, I mean, we could totally make it happen.
Yeah, and do like by bar. So like each bar could be a different month.
Yeah,
That'd be
I think
so
that's a
fun.
great idea.
I think it would be so fun.
yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah, okay, let's look into it.
So
Okay.
if you're going to do that,
Yes.
you should have the bars use that as a chance to advertise so they can pay you to do it.
Yeah,
Boom.
Oh,
Thank you,
shit,
producer.
dude.
Good
Seriously,
plan.
let's
do
do
it. Let's do
Okay.
it. Okay.
All right, you
Awesome.
heard it here first, folks.
Shattering the norm, the personal growth podcast, and it's Eric Cole. And tell him your Instagram.
Oh, Shade Torres.
Man, that is so epic.
That's so boring.
I was being facetious.
I know.
Okay,
For
I figured.
Don't patronize me. Yeah.
You can patronize me. Send money to my Venmo at It's Eric Cole. For whatever.
How-
The Eric Cole Open Challenge is still going on. I have yet to get any requests for me to do something
Dude, I
stupid
checked-
for money.
I've been checking the email too.
Wait, so there's a challenge? To
Yeah,
get Eric to do stupid stuff for
last week I issued the Eric Cole Open Challenge. You can Venmo me money and tell me you want me to do something stupid within reason. I'm not Johnny Knoxville.
on video.
On video, and I will put it out on the Personal Growth Podcast Instagram page and shout out the donor.
I mean, I would do that.
And all the money goes to the Eric Cole Preservation Fund.
And then we're gonna have another one that's gonna it's the same Venmo, but it's gonna be for the Jack Black date.
Yeah, I'm trying to raise enough money to go on a mandate with Jack Black.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But I think
like,
the first one is
I
a little
feel
more
like
reasonable. The first one's a little more doable.
If you do this date with Jack Black, he has to be dressed up as Nacho Libre.
Look, I'm not gonna dictate what Jack Black has to wear or what he doesn't have to wear. Like I'm gonna let him be him. You know what I mean? It's just I just want to hang out with Jack Black. I just want to be friends with Jack Black.
From a person who loves wrestling so much, wouldn't it be great?
It would be great, but that it's also like, you know,